Hello, my friends! I have a very special first impressions for you today. This is Strategic Minds Fight for Freedom, and it is not out for another 7 days, but since I was willing to cover the previous Strategic Minds game, the developer reached out to me directly and was like, do you want to show off this game before release? And I'm like, do I? So, previously, the other Strategic Mind game, I really actually liked the gameplay of it, and was hoping to get into it at some point, but you know, best laid plans and all that, you never have time to get into everything. It had really corny voice acting, so...
The best diplomatic efforts of the Western powers did not stop Hitler's growing ambitions, and only ignited his hunger for more conquests. Poland was invaded by the German army, and it is time for the United Kingdom to declare war on Germany and intervene. There is no solidarity in the ruling bodies, as many are still reluctant to enter the war for the sake of Poland. Yet, shrewd statesmen already see that there is no room left for the political negotiations. From now on, the only valid argument is military strength. You will take the role of Sir Harold Alexander, an experienced and talented British commander. Your task is to get the most out of every situation and lead the British troops to their ultimate victory, however far it may seem. His Majesty King George VI, the Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and the British people have put their trust and their hopes in you. Do not let them down, Sir Harold.
I love it! Oh, it's so corny! It's nice to see that the VA is just as corny as before. I love it. So, my understanding of this game is, or what the developer said to me, and why it actually interests me, and it probably will end up on a future campaign list, provided that it's good. I haven't started playing it yet, but it's a Strategic Minds game, so I'm going to presume that the gameplay is going to be very similar to the last one. It's got an alternative history campaign that's like Red Alert style, where the main aggressor in World War II is Russia. Which, apart from Command and Conquer Red Alert, I don't think anyone's actually sort of done that plot for a long time.
As Europe burns, the New World has finally come to rescue the old. After victories in North Africa and Italy,
this really does
the
remind me of
Allies
Team
are bringing
America.
the full might of the U.S. Army to Europe, intent on ending the threat of Nazism once and for all. With the
best diplomatic efforts of the Western powers could not stop Hitler's growing ambitions, and only ignited his hunger for more conquests. Poland was invaded by
insurmountable difficulty. Don't threaten me with a good time. Wow, the music's loud in this video.
So much for efforts to appease Hitler. It took those dreamers of the Parliament long enough to realize dictators only understand overwhelming power.
Well, my troops are ready and eager to drive the Germans back into Germany.
I wish the French were also ready. I've seen their frontline troops. They're more rabble than an army.
Still, we have more than enough forces to throw the Germans back into their barracks before Poland is overrun. The Siegfried Line won't stop us. It's both unfinished and undermanned.
Our politicians disagree. They declared war on Germany, but it seems like they expect Hitler to back off because of some harsh words.
I take it Prime Minister Chamberlain won't authorize an offensive operation?
He won't. I will get him to come around eventually, but we'll lose precious time while he dithers and dallies.
How much more time does he want? If the French and the British don't strike now, Poland is doomed.
Oh, please, it hurts.
Along with their hopes of resolving this war quickly.
I'm telling you, the French are not ready to strike. And I won't risk our expeditionary force all by itself.
If the French aren't ready now, they won't be any more ready in a year. They learn to fight once they get into action. We must strike now when the German defenses are weak.
That is true, but I won't waste my men's lives. Brooke is right. We need a clear plan.
Finally, a measured opinion. The situation is anything but clear. Gentlemen, any ideas on how we tackle this operation?
Oh, help.
General Alexander, Prime Minister Chamberlain was against our involvement in the Saar offensive, but I managed to convince him this would show our solidarity with the French in our willingness to take decisive action. Nonetheless, keep in mind that this is chiefly a French affair. Avoid pointless heroics and try to keep our troops unharmed. Your main task here will be to capture a lodgment for a continued offensive. Capture the picket at the German border and the city of Hornbach.
Understood, sir. We'll begin immediately.
General Alexander, our forward units report numerous minefields around enemy positions.
Would have been odd if there weren't.
We have
Tell the
placed
field
numerous
commanders to
minefields.
keep their eyes peeled and send the sappers in if there's so much as a whiff of a mine ahead. We need those minefields cleared before we start maneuvering.
Okay. Now this is the interface that we're all familiar with from the previous Strategic Minds games. I really need to get into this. This and Order of Battle are like the two games that are on the top of my list to play after I'm done extracting all the fun from Panzer Corps 2. Just because I just love these kind of classic.
Your forces are comprised of both core
Hex-based
and
games.
non-core units. Core unit strength indicator is green and round-shaped, and for non-core units it is yellow and hexagon-shaped. Non-core units are allocated for one mission only, while the core units will accompany you throughout the campaign. You'll be able to level them up and provide them with new equipment. These units are the ones which should be under your primary protection.
You still have all the things that you can put on a unit. See, just look at all the detail of how you can customize units. That's what I really liked about the previous Strategic Mind game, which I did a first impressions on, was just how customizable everything is. Dummy tank! Mortars. I do like how everything is sort of summed up quite neatly as well as to what everything does. You know, in Panzer Corps 2, I never really spend like much time renaming my units. I don't know if you can rename them in this, but I'm going to presume that you can. Yep, of course you can. These units are so customizable that, you know, it almost feels like it would be worth spending the time. Oh, I've discovered top-down mode. Well, they certainly look the part.
Ammunition and fuel icons next to unit strength will allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the unit is still able to move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it can no longer move, the icon will be gray. Likewise, the ammunition icon shows whether the unit has attacked this turn. If the unit is low on ammunition or fuel, the corresponding icon is yellow. It becomes red once the unit has run out of it completely.
Okay, incendiary shells. Cost 2 prestige per attack. More efficient way to deal with soft targets. This artillery appears to just be out of range of the enemy.
Infantry is good for assaulting the enemy positions after the artillery and air bombardment. It is also the best unit for storming cities, mountains, forests, and well-entrenched positions. A well-entrenched infantry is a tough target for the enemy assault.
Okay. Bomph. I guess that's reduced the building strength in this area. Can I click on this enemy unit and see what's going on with it? There it is. I can see its movement points and its health and stuff. I presume that the game's got suppression.
Tactical bombers are flying artillery and a great tool for wreaking havoc on any enemy troops, although you have to be careful of the anti-aircraft units Overwatch and fire support. It is better to scout the enemy positions before sending in bombers. Do not leave your tactical bombers without protection. Remember, they are a prime target for enemy fighter planes.
Nice, got a kill. What's this hurricane? Okay.
Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive, since it provides you with full intelligence information regarding the presence of enemy forces, thus making your attack more effective. A reconnaissance unit can move several times per turn, as long as it has move points left. Once the reconnaissance unit notices the enemy, it automatically stops and they can move again. If an enemy surrenders to your reconnaissance unit, it gains full information about all the enemy units nearby.
Huh. That's interesting. They actually drive over the terrain. That's kind of funny to watch. I'm going to presume that bombing the enemy killed their Overwatch.
This unit has heavy equipment. Units with heavy equipment cannot move if they do not have ground transport. Additionally, they cannot board air transport and can only disembark from naval transport at a seaport. An anti-aircraft unit is a powerful and versatile weapon. Its main purpose is to protect your forces from enemy aircraft by overwatch, fire support, and direct attack of the enemy. However, it can also effectively combat ground units. Large caliber anti-aircraft artillery is a good weapon for destroying enemy tanks.
Okay. That was the only tile I can move that artillery to and still actually have a go.
Damage is indicated with the numbers above the unit being attacked. For ground and aircraft units, there are two types of damage, lethal and non-lethal. Both lethal and non-lethal damage decrease the unit's strength. However, non-lethal damage at the same time increases the number of units damaged, which can later be restored. Naval units always receive only lethal damage, however they have multiple ship parts with their corresponding HP, thus damage against them is split. Ship parts except the hull are repaired over time by ship maintenance. Hull HP cannot be restored in any way during the operation.
Yeah, the question is, where do you see lethal damage versus non-lethal? That's what I want to know. It's strength 9 out of 10. It's actually quite a good model. Okay, so I guess it's not actually showing me. Can I open up the panel for this? Yes. Okay, middle mouse button. Wow. Damaged 5 out of 12. Strength 2 out of 12. So 5 are injured and 2 are alive, I guess is what that means.
Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they are vulnerable in close quarters to the infantry units in difficult terrain, such as cities, mountains, forests, swamps, shallows, and well-entrenched infantry units.
Yeah, well, this infantry is almost destroyed. Yeah, they surrendered.
Be careful with...
General Alexander, I am sending you more reinforcements as we speak. The Matilda II heavy tanks, among others. Try to keep them where they can maneuver, and no enemy weapon will pierce their armor.
Greetings, General Alexander. An
General.
MI6 agent contacted me recently and mentioned that a shipment of machine guns has just been transferred to a warehouse in Walsheim. I believe a small detour is now in order.
According to the plan, Walsheim is to be captured by the French. But then, if we're in a position to get there first, what's the harm? One cannot tell these German names from each other. Mistakes are bound to be made. Thank you, General Menzies.
Mistakes are bound to be made. Where's my recon? So the other primary objective is to capture this town, I'm going to presume. That's train stations. See, I don't understand the line of sight system, and I didn't really understand it in the last game either. I just haven't had time to settle down and play these games. So I don't know where it is possible for there to be where it's possible for there to actually be mines. Oh my god, this music. Oh, are you kidding me?
Artillery is the basis of the firepower of your forces. It can weaken enemy fortifications to allow your troops to attack without heavy losses. It is also good for defense, as it provides fire support to the ground units within its range. However, its main strength is its long firing range, which allows you to destroy the enemy troops from afar. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to aircraft attacks and in close combat, so it needs to be protected. Your unit has been withdrawn from a supply zone. The delivery of supplies to the unit has been stopped. The supply zone is marked with a white box symbol in the upper corner of each hexagon while the unit is selected.
What is this? Cruiser. Detects mines within the spotting range of the unit. Does not receive any damage from mines during movement.
Fighter planes are vital for gaining air superiority. Keep your fighters close to allied aircraft you want to protect, and they will provide fire support. Fighters are able to attack ground targets, although with low efficiency. They can use the Overwatch breakthrough skill to counter enemy anti-aircraft fire and clear the way for tactical bombers.
Okay, I don't think there's much more I can do on this turn. Oh, it's an ambush! I guess that's what you get for just flying in wherever you feel like it. Do 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 do. Okay, this has got to stop. This music has got to stop. Oh my god. I'm living in a British meme right now. Wow, he just exploded. Vive la France! Matildas were designed for cleaning out cities as well. Like, it is a proper infantry tank. A lot of unidentified target damage reduced going on. It seems like it's more important to scout in this game. Oof. There's a lot of very nasty close quarters fighting going on here. Morgan, General. Right, okay. Let's get to work.
Anti-tank artillery is effective against tanks and other hard targets. Your best tactic when using anti-tank artillery is to position it next to your other forces to provide them with fire support versus attacks from enemy tanks.
Can you reach? Nice. For 2. Seems reasonable. I guess I could land this back at the airport to refuel it. Okay, where's my scout car? Let's start with the scout car. Scout cars can't set off mines either. So I believe. Okay, so what have we detected? You got Wehrmacht in there. Just looks like infantry. Right, where's that cruiser with the old, Is this the one with the sappers? Yeah. Go over there and remove the mines for me. Bit weird to have a sapper squad with a cruiser tank, though.
This unit has run out of ammunition. Move it within the supply zone to resupply it. Supply zone is marked with a white box symbol in the upper corner of each hexagon while the unit is selected.
The guy is pushing out to remove the mines. Got hammered. I think all of these tanks have got sappers. Okay, I would take mega losses there, and that's not surprising. Well, it sort of is in a way. So, a lot of games, well, pretty much all World War II games have got this idea in their head that tanks are worthless in cities. And so, tanks get really badly punished in cities. But not every tank was horrible in city combat. The Matilda, with its all-round protection, was designed to accompany infantry through all situations, including cities. And just because, you know, you could attack it from any angle didn't mean that you could penetrate it. It was designed with the thought of being attacked from all directions in mind. The armor is just as thick on the back as it is as on the front, on the top, everywhere. It's literally all over protected. Because that's what it was designed for. The main weakness of the Matilda was that it was unbelievably slow. It was slow in a way that other vehicles were that, you know, could never be. It was horrendously slow. It had a top speed of it had a top speed measured in miles per year. That's how slow it was. Okay, let's move this infantry, say... I don't know, am I allowed to just move into this city tile without being attacked? I'm not like 100% sure how the Overwatch system works. Let's just move here for now. Senseless destruction of that lamppost. I'm just gonna wait in this tile here. Bring up the artillery.
You have selected an entrenched unit. When a ground unit finishes its turn while still being able to move, it gains 1 level of entrenchment. The unit can have up to 6 levels of entrenchment. Each level of entrenchment increases all defenses by 1. The unit loses all levels of entrenchment when it moves. Naval and aircraft units cannot gain entrenchment. Each attack against an entrenched unit reduces the entrenchment level by 1.
Off you go, sappers. So it looks like the sapper squad has got separate health, which is interesting. Realistic, but interesting. Ignores damage from land units with a base attack of less than 10. Does not work against infantry in close quarters. So you say. Okay, let's move the anti-tank up. What I got here? You get these based on the number of deployed units. You can buy heroes. How do you assign a hero to a unit? I guess you have to... the squad has to have done some of these things. Interesting. Okay, you can sort of net somebody. There's a lot of detail here. Seal the deal. There's one more ammunition. Man, really interesting perks as well. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Maybe I should have done that earlier. It's not bad though. Well, some of it's quite corny, but anyway. I was thinking about buying a unit. Keep my fighter next to my bomber. Is there a next unit button as well? I don't know if there's a way to check if you have moved every unit. These spots, I think, are moved and shot. Moved and shot, moved and shot, moved and shot. I'll bombard that city next turn and then I'll just walk in. Flee! The recon team has ways of making you talk. My French are closing in on the town, so I'd better take it this turn. Wow, he's really going for it. He's helping me out though, as long as he doesn't take it. Ouch. Well, they're dead. I presume that you can turn off all the movement animations as well once you get into the game. Okay, this unit is out of ammunition. I'm going to presume that that's what that hollow bullet means. Let's return to a British airport, shall we? Nice that you can use an Allied airport, though. I mean, That's fair enough. Ha! It even leaves a little, Alright, can I spin the camera? It actually leaves a little model of the plane on the airfield. That's really cool. That's just a little detail that's actually quite cool. Alright, this fighter plane is going to die. Flee! You ain't going to get far. Don't worry, dear. They won't get far. Let's move here so I can get closer to the airport.
Your aircraft are out of ammunition. In order to rearm, the aircraft has to land in an airfield within supply zone. Carrier-based aircraft can use carriers as an airfield.
Don't worry, they won't get far. Yeah, look, he's so crippled now. He can literally do nothing.
Beware the fire support of the enemy artillery if you attack enemy troops with an artillery unit nearby.
Roll them over, boys.
Walsheim is ours, General Alexander. You should have seen the faces of those French officers when they saw our Union Jack flying over the town hall. And we found those German MGs. No match for our Vickers, but not bad either.
We're allies, of course. But it's always a pleasure to show the Frenchies who's the best at waging war.
I love it. I love it. It's true to life. It's always a pleasure to show the Frenchies who is the best at waging war. It's a beautiful rivalry that's lasted longer than some countries have existed. Okay, I still can't tell what's in the city despite having a scout car next door. Okay, let's send in the infantry.
All city, forest, and mountain terrain offer much better protection from enemy attacks. Right-click an empty hexagon to learn more about its terrain.
I still can't see who's in there. How much surrounding do I have to do? Fine. I have 2 artillery available. Let's go. Okay, it's infantry. Oh, I can hit from here because this tank has actually got 2 range. What a pleasure. I'm going to presume that the Matilda does not have 2 range. Oh, it does. How interesting. Ah, but not 2 range through a city tile. Obviously, it has to be an open tile. Got this anti-tank gun here. Not particularly useful. 19 of 24 turns. So we've used about 5 turns. So it counts down, it's kind of odd. Oh well, let's pack up the anti-aircraft gun and bring it up. Two for 1. They won't hold out forever. Let's move the artillery up. Being I'm gonna guess that scouting is gonna be a lot more of a pain in this game. Off.
Beware of ambushes. Getting into an ambush delays the offensive and burdens your units with unnecessary losses. To avoid being ambushed, you should first use reconnaissance to scout the route you're going to follow and locate enemy troops, so they cannot take you by surprise.
It was the French. The French got ambushed. It wasn't me. I'm innocent. Demine. Demine. The French are removing a lot of mines, which makes me wonder if there's going to be enough left for me to remove to complete that secondary objective. I'm sure that the secondary objective is just some more prestige, probably. It's very interesting that if you have time, you can just sit outside the city and just shell it into the ground. Okay. They're down to yellow ammo. Looks like all of my stuff has been resupplied. Speaking of resupply, time to land the Hurricane. The models are really nice, actually. Reinforcements during the operation cost 50% of the unit's price. After the operation, all units are automatically restored for 20% of their price. It looks like this is back up to 9, so I guess one unit was suppressed. Spotting range. Drop tanks. Can turn your fighter into a tactical bomber. How interesting. So not all equipment is just purely of benefit either. Alright, the bomber is back in the air, fully fueled, and ready to bomb. Who needs bombing today? That town is actually in artillery range. Yeah, they're done. They're smoked. They surrendered. I'm still not 100% sure how the combat works, but...
You have captured an enemy supply point intact. It can now be used to supply your troops.
But... the usual strategies of, you know, bombarding the enemy work just fine. Goodbye, mines. 3 out of 5 minefields destroyed. Well, I don't remember destroying one, so I guess the ones that the French took out count. Alright, off you go, scout car. Oh no, this is the cruiser, but it's got a sapper team, so it can't be harmed by mines. Okay, there's a minefield there. Wait a minute, undo. You have to use a truck to go there or there. Oh, that's irritating. I wonder if you get extra range for being on the hill. Movement cost. All. Defense +3, camouflage +1, max entrenchment 6, close quarters yes. Good for hiding and offer great protection, but arduous to climb. It doesn't look like it provides an extra shot. Okay, or extra range, I should say. So I think the trick here is going to be to start moving my units forward. The skulls, I think, is Overwatch. They probably won't leave those tiles. They probably won't leave the city tiles. They're probably programmed to, just like in Panzer Corps 2, they're probably programmed to just sit there. Did I ever scout this city? Before I start rushing stuff up here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything in the sea. Alright, that's everything moved. Fighters are refueling at the moment. Oh, it refueled actually. So it turns out that the airport can turn them around, like, immediately. I had some sappers to remove that minefield, but gotta suppress that infantry first because they will defend. Which is quite realistic. I mean, you're not about to just allow the enemy to remove your precious defensive minefield. Without giving them some pepper for it. Oh wow, they did leave the city. Oh well, it was the anti-aircraft gun that bit the dust anyway. No, it wasn't the anti-aircraft gun, it was the anti-tank gun. Alright, so in this game the AI is willing to take opportunities. They're not going to just wait for you to charge in. Interesting as well. It says here I haven't lost anything though, so that might have been an auxiliary unit that just died. Wow, the French are really pushing hard here. What is it about farmland that actually kills movement? Blomf. That was a very weird landing. What was the unit that died? Okay, I did take 1 out of 3 losses there. Tank, scout, artillery. I don't know if I lost a unit there or whether I lost an auxiliary. It was the anti-tank gun that died. I can't remember whether it was mine or not. Not even sure if anti-tank guns are any good in this game. They're usually not very good in any game. What is that? That is artillery. Well, thanks for clearing out the town for me anyway, that speeds things up. Wait here to remove the mines for me. Use the Tilly to remove this infantry. Apparently, even having run out of the town and exposed themselves, they're still quite fun. Quite. Oh, I'm going to get counter batteried, aren't I? Man, that artillery is going to interfere with everything I try to do. Yep. Alright, that's solid.
Heavily armored unit. These units with the heavy armor skill cannot be damaged by ground or naval units with less than 10 base heart attack. Bonuses do not count. Heavily armored units are great for breaking through the enemy's defenses, once all the powerful guns are taken out. Note that the infantry can damage the heavily armored units, but only in close quarters. In other words, only in difficult terrain.
Off you go. Okay, there's a unit up there. That artillery is surprisingly resistant to being removed. Okay, that's the mine's gone now. Wow, he would still get 4 kills on me. Despite how much damage he's taken. Well, this is an auxiliary unit, so... Oh, what's going on here? 4 of 3 or 1 of... Oh, I see. I can target the actual buildings instead of trying to target the artillery. Targeting the buildings results in no counterattack. It's because it's like 17 in defensive strength. Okay, he's out of ammo. Or very close to it. Another minefield up there to take down. Anti-tank guns in most games are just awful. Funnily enough. And it seems like artillery in this game is pretty strong. I think the French are getting ruined now. So it would seem. And you can left click to skip through their moves very quickly, actually. Okay, that city actually repaired to 20 strength. I'll be back over there shortly. Go, infantry, go! So what is this sluggish? This unit has already been attacked 3 times this turn and has a -3 penalty to all combat parameters. Nighttime receives 66 attack penalty and spotting range is reduced by 50% but not slower than 1. Sluggish. The unit is attacked in close combat, then the attacker gains first strike. Point blank, when attacking a hard target at a distance of 1 hex, attack is doubled. Damn, that's nasty. Provides fire support once per turn to allied forces within gun range. When attacking 2 or more hexes away, fire passes through obstacles. Ah, he's smoked anyway. So much detail, that's the thing. So much detail. I think it's going
His
to take
Majesty's forces
some
are
time
now in control of the German border
understand
outposts. I have to
detail.
say the Germans don't seem too eager to resist. Most of their forces are still in the rear.
I don't like this. Keep your wits about you. There must be a reason the Germans are stalling. I'm sure they have a cunning plan. They should, for their own sake. Now, you must capture the airfield in Brightfort. Do this, and we'll be able to reinforce you with some aviation.
Understood, sir. We're on the move. We took the Brightfort airfield, General Burke.
Splendid. The reinforcements are on their way. As promised, I have dispatched some aviation to strengthen your troops. Your next target is to approach the Siegfried Line by capturing the key points close to it. The cities of Rubenheim, Mandelbachtal, Ormesheim, and Hallberg.
That's funny. Your next mission is to... Mission complete! What is this? A fortress. Okay, doesn't look that scary. It doesn't have any heart attack. That's that last minefield. I guess you want to go up this way and around, right? Would you believe it's been over an hour already? Okay, so those forts are anti-soft only. I guess I haven't quite got enough power to break that. Except maybe to use artillery or something. To be fair, the French are actually doing a really good job. To be fair to them. And I will have to go over there and help out. I guess that would be the next phase of the mission. Guess I would have to repair this. Yeah, you can repair it in the city. Tank Flamethrower! When activated, does damage to forts, coastal batteries, and other fortifications equal to the current strength of the unit. +4 attack versus enemy units located inside a building. $100 cost for this beautiful weapon. So you can reinforce and equip as you desire. Let's leave that artillery where it is. Because if this infantry runs out and attacks, this artillery should defend. That's my understanding of the rules of this game. Okay. Is that one of my units? I guess that spawned in with the aircraft, that infantry. That's kind of funny. Alright, French.
General Alexander, the Germans are counterattacking. Looks like they've found their fighting spirit at last. Requesting permission to break some teeth.
Make it so, Montgomery. Remind the Germans of the fear we put in their grandfathers back in 1918.
Most of the minefields have been cleared, General.
Good work. Credit to our sappers.
Okay, so activate the flamethrower. Oh, 10 damage! Wow. Having the right tool for the job really makes a difference, doesn't it? I guess removing the minefields will not be too difficult. Off you go. Ammunition's low.
Your aircraft is running out of fuel. In order to refuel, the aircraft has to land in an airfield within a supply zone. Carrier-based aviation can use carriers as an airfield.
Dun 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 dun. I have to get this airfield back as soon as possible, or there will be trouble. That minefield's protected by that bunker. We'll get rid of that bunker. Oomph. 1 for 5. Let's go. Okay. If I make these guys surrender with the recon car, oh, that was crazy, then I get intelligence data on everybody.
Our aircraft can now use this airfield.
Come back. Okay, nothing I can really do here. Clearing the path. This is as far as I can go without actually triggering any damage. Okay, it's interesting to say the least. Now the turn thing says 15 of 20. It's kind of odd. Oh god, it's this music again. It hurts my soul. I don't know if cheesy is what the guy was going for, but the game definitely just has a very cheesy vibe. I am very interested in the systems. There's definitely some very interesting things going on here. Isn't that a French unit? No, it's German. The French unit is the plane above it. Who needs bombing today? Okay, that's where that artillery went. And it surrendered, because of course it surrendered. Gonk. Man, artillery is good.
Your unit has just triggered an overrun skill. Every time a unit with an overrun skill defeats an enemy unit, it gains the ability to move and attack again.
You're a bit late to tell me about that. Surrender! And I get full intelligence on the infantry unit nearby. Not that I really have much to assist me in getting rid of it right now. Wow, they would wreck this unit. Another thing that's an interesting question is, once you use the tank flamethrower, does it restock for next time, or does it just disappear? Looks like it might restock for next time. Well, that bunker is nearly destroyed, so. I could, in fact, do some demining. Oh, I forgot about this. This recon car here. He's on the run, boys. No, I want my aircraft. Some things are a little bit awkward. Some things are a little bit awkward. I'm sure once you're used to the game it won't be so awkward. Nice! This guy is out of ammo. In fact, I think all of these bombers are out of ammo. Just pile the pressure on that infantry. Every hit reduces... It's very interesting that the more you hit a unit repeatedly, the more it gets penalized. To the point that it gets penalized so hard it can't do anything. This is an auxiliary infantry unit. He is like surrounded, so I don't think he's going to be getting his supplies from anywhere soon. Alright, well, I think that's it for now. This has been quite a long display of the first mission of this game. The cheesy unit voice acting is gone, I've noticed. It's all replaced by unit sounds. So, fair play to them. Fair play to them for getting rid of the corny voice acting. That they had for the actual units, because it was. If you can't get good VA, then just stick with unit sounds. That's fair enough, really. Go land. I like the way that aircraft can do so much based on their movement. So you can actually attack and land and even take back off again. Refuel and take back off again. It's all based on your movement somehow. Bonk. Poor infantry hasn't got a hope. Looks like this unit recovered back up. You can put a hell of a lot of damage on a unit, though. The previous attack bonus is obviously really helpful for planes. So if you have a lot of aircraft, you can put a lot of previous attacks bonuses on some poor guy. So no matter how stubbornly entrenched they are, the path to removing them is there.
We fended off the German counterattack. What joy! I feel 20 years younger.
That was some fine soldiering, Bernard. Keep at it.
What joy! What joy! I feel 20 years younger. Oh my god. So corny. So corny. Am I not allowed to attack that? No? It's weird. I have ammo. I'm not allowed to attack this for some reason. Maybe because you're not supposed to be able to destroy it. Huh. Nope, dunno. This unit leveled up as well. Summons the Reconnaissance aviation on the battlefield. You can level it up. Extra spotting range, extra movement point. Provides +2 attack for allied artillery and all naval units versus ground and naval targets. Within spotting range, so it would combine well with observant. Already studied. Oh right, look, it's grey, so this it already had this. Oh no, it's giving it to me. Huh. Interesting. Well, anyway, I really meant it when I said that's it for now. So, that's it for now. This is definitely a game I could really get into. I'm glad that they got rid of the corny unit voices. They weren't very good. So, I prefer the sounds instead. For sure. You can click to skip through the animations, I'm pretty sure. Once you get into the game and you're not really interested in seeing the animations. That you can get rid of them. Physics and animation suspendable. Always on. Not quite sure, actually. But anyway, you can spam right-click to skip through actions that don't interest you. So that's certainly not a problem. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions. This game is out in 5-7 days time, something like that. I'll actually tell you guys exactly when it's out. 21st of May, which is 5 days time from the time of this video being published. So if you're interested, be sure to wishlist it. It certainly looks very interesting to me, for sure. There are things about it that are still corny, but I don't know, man. I don't mind a bit of corniness, actually. It's a good kind of corny. Some of the music, like this piece, is really good, but the period music definitely hurts me in the soul. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.